At what point does someone become a friend? Because I feel like a lot of times you just throw that word around. You just talk to someone, my friend. Oh, that person is my friend. I mean, my person is not actually your friend. We have acquaintances, we have allies, we have colleagues. So at what point does someone become a friend?
From the aspect of the Bible that says, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. I see friendship from the point of alignment. Alignment in goals, alignment in visions, alignment in beliefs, alignment in values. Because you're what you constantly listen to. And most times, if you have a friend, it boils down to that need to always want to have conversations with this person. I feel a friend is more or less a safe space. I think you can agree on that.
Yeah.
A friend is a safe space where you feel free to discuss certain things. You feel free to even ask for advices. You feel free to, you're stuck on something and you're like, oh, okay, what do you think is the best thing?
Basically, I feel like you said, you should not be letting certain kinds of people into your personal space. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes, most times, I don't mean to sound spiritual, but God gives us signs when we allow these kind of people into our lives. For instance, you're having a conversation with somebody and then you bring up, oh, something happened for you, you succeeded in so area in your life, and then instead of them to celebrate you, they're giving like
a backhanded
comment.
Think every negativity is of your village people. Kai!
Oh my God!
All these superstitious people.
Sorry, but that is what I'm telling you.
I'm close to a friend. I won't say he's my friend.
Every time something is chasing
you. Every time something is chasing you. You'll not be telling me to carry bitter cola. I mean, you deal with this big man. You need to carry bitter cola. I know that it's but come on, you do not need to.
That's what I'm telling you about friendship. That friendship it stems from alignments to the point of values. You have to have shared values. Yeah. That's the truth.
And some persons say they are superstitiousness.
And real friends, they also chase goals together. Even if it's not in the same fields, but real friends have things like, oh, I'm tracking, I want to get to this point in this area. There's the point of spirituality where you need a spiritual covering to get to certain points in life. But see, I feel like most times people have this ability. That thing is not even being spiritual, like you're believing in God for your success. That is now where they're drifting to the point of giving so much potency to the devil.
Yes, exactly.
Why do you always have to believe that something bad must...
Or something is chasing you, somebody's doing you something in the village?
In as much as I always believe in God taking first place in everything, but stop always magnifying one bad thing that is ready to happen to you.
Maybe you're driving your tire boss.
Some people have... Yes, this thing that you're saying is very, very true. Some people will be like, this person has gotten this person. Make him drive and well. What if? So that's why instant friendship is really not a good thing, because you have to take your time to study somebody before you bring them into your space.
I don't understand how people have friends once you just meet somebody like, oh, even love at first sight. You see that thing? I'm not. You see me now?
I choose not to go that way.
Why? No, it's similar now. Instantly, you meet. What's up, people? Welcome to another interesting episode of the biggest podcast in Niger Delta. I'm talking about the Gistcity podcast. Now, on today's episode, we're going to be discussing something really, really interesting. We're going to be talking about the idea of best friendship. But before I continue, let me start by introducing my very amazing and special host, Mr. Fokima. How are you doing today?
Salama for you.
So what's up? How are you doing? How are you feeling right now? How's everything? How was your week?
It was cool, awesome.
Okay, just tell us what's up. What's happening?
I just did now. My friends won't show me shaggy. Well, we're active, you know.
Okay. And we also have a really amazing guest here on our show. I have with me Mr.
Baby!
So David is a lawyer, a photographer. What else do you do?
An aspiring lawyer.
An aspiring lawyer.
An aspirant of the bar.
The law.
The largest bar in Africa.
So what's up? How are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing fine, you know.
Okay.
I'm trying to enjoy the holiday, but it's not yet well set. But yeah, I'm hoping for the best. Yeah. So
okay, that's nice. So now our topic for today is the idea of best friendship. And quickly, before we go into that, I want us to talk about like friendship as a whole. So I want to throw one question on the table right now for both of you. At what point does someone become a friend? Because I feel like a lot of times you just throw that word around. You just talk to someone, my friend. Oh, that person is my friend. I mean, my person is not actually your friend. We have acquaintances, we have allies, we have colleagues. So at what point does someone become a friend? I'll start with
you. I don't know. I guess.
I guess it's true.
You know, At what point?
At what point?
Okay. The concepts of friendship, I think it's very deep because most times you may think that somebody is your friend and they don't feel that way about it. So first of all, I feel like friendships should be symbiotic. The person believes you're their friend and you believe they are your friend. And being a friend, to me, I don't believe in instant friendship. But one thing I believe in is the fact that most times you can become a friend with somebody by something that happens on the spot. Just that maybe based on knowledge and application of wisdom, you want to calm down and not rush things. But most times I've learned that the real thing that makes a person become your friend happens on the first time of meeting the person, but you just don't know.
Really?
But you just don't know.
Can you give me an instance?
Because you can see, for instance, I really appreciate when the person is audacious. So if I see somebody that is really audacious, I'm very moved to speak to that person. If I see you're very confident, I'm very moved to speak to that
And
person.
instantly, you call the person your friend?
No, I cannot call the person my friend instantly. Actually, I cannot.
I think there are certain qualities I see in a person, and because of that thing, I
Yes.
want to be friends with that person. For
Actually.
instance, I like people that are really confident.
Yes.
If I see that you're a very
Truly.
confident person, I want to hang around with you because I know that will rub off on me, and I know I want to be more confident than I am right now. So I think it's all about understanding the qualities you want in a person.
Yes.
And so,
Actually, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. See, my own is, how does this affect our day-to-day activities? Because for me, I've got a lot of people who assume they are my friend.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I see them as, I just know you, Alpha, and that's it. Because for me, I feel like friendship is deeper than what we think friendship should be.
Truly.
I see friends as people who probably talk every day, see every day, discuss some certain things that other people they won't talk about with other people, right?
Yeah.
So I find it, would I say, offensive or a little bit different when someone say, "Afana, my guy, I my friend," and I just be like, "Okay, no problem." I assume because we are Nigerians and a lot of people refer friendship as ordinary, I should just accept it. But on my own, on my deepest thoughts, the only friend I have is my fiancé. I won't lie. Because that's the only person I talk to every day.
Okay.
That's the only person I see probably every day. Might not be every day, but more. And we discuss something deep. And then most people too, they make their husband or their wives their friends.
or best
Okay.
friends
Or best
at
friends.
most.
Okay.
Like for me, where they are, I no get friend. I keep telling people I don't have. I have people who I can maybe casually say, "Yeah, you're my friend, my guy." But for me, I still believe we're not friends. Do you
I
understand?
think this friendship thing has levels.
Yeah.
I mean, me, I will not. I'm a very outspoken person. I don't call everybody my friend. I understand. I have work
Okay,
colleagues.
how many friends do you have?
How many friends do I have? Wow, that's a very interesting question. I'd say I have like 3 or 4 friends. I have friends for different reasons. I have friends for work. I have friends for school. I have friends for church.
Okay, hold on. Do you have a best friend?
No, I don't have a best friend. I think
Okay.
I have retired from
The
that
idea of
idea of
best
best friend like a long time ago when I was still small. Like, oh, this was my friend, my best friend.
You're still big
But-
now.
Well, I think
Okay, no.
we should consider friendship, the word friend, from the aspect of the Bible that says, "Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are." So once you figure that out, you know that that's the point from
Doesn't
which
really
a
work.
person
Cause,
becomes your friend.
A lot of people claim, like I think there was this time in secondary school, there's this
Yeah.
guy, he's been with friends with people who smoke, people who like,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of, I'm not saying people who smoke are
Yeah.
bad people, or you know, those kind of, and he's saying, "Oh, me, I no go smoke, I no go this, I no go that." And then, okay, there's this time I had a colleague that there's this word that almost all my friends now bad people, almost, but me, I don't do like that. For me, I do not have that ideology that you're friends with maybe prostitute, or you're friends with people who are one-sided, or you're friends with those set of, you understand the kind of person
Yeah.
I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you want me to believe that you do not have one part of bad attitude
Truly,
in you.
truly, because we live in a world of first impressions.
But hold on, does it really matter when you make it? Probably I might not say kidnappers, but you're friends with people that you know that this person is a bad person, but you want to claim you're not bad.
That's the depth of friendship. I see friendship from the point of alignment in goals, alignment in visions,
Yeah.
alignment in beliefs, alignment in values, because you're what you constantly listen to. And most times, if you have a friend, it boils down to that need to always want to have conversations with this person. I feel a friend is more or less a safe space. I think we can agree on that. A
Yeah.
friend is a safe space where
Mm.
you feel free to discuss certain things. You feel free to even ask for advices. You feel free to, you're stuck on something and you're like, oh, okay, what do you think is the best thing?
Yeah, or maybe you're having conflict in your work.
Even if
in
the
your
friend does not
home.
have the instant answer,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, okay, I know somebody to speak to or something like that. So I really feel that friendship should be from the point of alignment. Like I said, alignment with your goals, values, and everything. Because we live in a world, like I said before you interrupted, we live in a world of first impressions. And if you see people working together, if you see people working together
They all
and
flock together.
you just believe that this person being in their midst, it means that he does the kind of things they do.
Yeah.
That's because we live, that's just what it is. Yes, we believe in, oh, don't judge a book by its cover, but the truth is, if I see some, I don't know, but
Okay, now
there's
let
the
me
way
ask you,
somebody, yes, for
what
instance,
is
there's the
your
way
word of
somebody
advice?
dresses,
Yeah.
and we just have this general misconception that, oh, this person is this kind of a person.
Mm.
You don't even, most persons do not even care enough to dig deep into the kind of person they truly are. They just judge by what they see.
What they
That's the
see.
same way people judge with your friends.
Now, what is your word of advice to those people who keep friends that they are not proud of who their friends are,
Yes.
but they want to still call them friends and want you to believe that they are not like those their friends. I have a lot of people like this.
Yeah.
Like your friend is someone that likes going to club,
Yeah.
likes smoking, likes doing this, like doing that. You're not doing it. Perhaps you're not doing it. Not like you've never done it before. We're not in that scenario right here, right?
Yeah.
But you're not doing it. But you want me to believe that your friends have 4 boyfriends. Like there's this your girlfriend that has 4 boyfriends. But you want me to believe that you are a saint. Oh yeah, your advice to them.
That is very tricky. But then I feel like this boils down to the three levels of people in your life by TD Jakes. So we have those that are your confidants, we have those that are your constituents, and we have those that are your comrades. So there's some kind of persons, you know, that every, just like she said, she has friends for different occasions, but I feel like just call it acquaintances, because your friend there should be on a soul
Yeah,
level.
like friends.
There's
Do you
a kind
understand?
of
Yeah, but
connection you should have with somebody before the person can really become your friend. This is offensive because we use the word friend so loosely, but I feel like it should not be used that way.
Mm.
So about that, life is tricky, honestly, because there's some persons that you still need around you, regardless of how, I don't know, but regardless of how bad, because there's some friends that you have and they are introverts, and there are certain situations where they cannot, should I put it, cheer you up and all of that. But then those people that are sort of weird or sort of out of bounds, and those ones that are like the vibe queens and vibe kings.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, that kind of thing. So, but life is tricky. I'll not lie, life is very tricky.
Yeah, so
Life
you don't
is
come say,
very,
I'm not your
very
friend. Meanwhile,
tricky.
it is that
Because,
person that you're saying I'm not
yes,
your friend.
it's more like you
that
should be
will now
doing a
want to
disclaimer
walk-
every day. You'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, this person is my friend and this person is not my friend. But on the concept of friendship, it is alignment. It is alignment.
Okay, so for me,
honestly.
I think that there should be limits. That concerning your question on advice to people that are not proud of their friends, but they still hang out with them, all of that. If you're not proud of someone, I see no reason why you should even be like associating yourself with this person.
But it's in our day-to-day activity. We have a lot of people like that.
You do a lot of compromise.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
Compromise,
since
yeah.
they have certain bad qualities that you do not want to like seep into your own lifestyle, there should be limits. For instance, you control how you control how you visit this person or how often you relate or talk to this person. So these negative aspects of this person does not like affect you. So that's how I feel like it should be controlled. That's my own opinion
Now,
on the
see,
topic.
naturally, I've got this. Will I say, yeah, this person, they are not my friends, but we've eaten before on the same pot. When I mean eating before on the same pot, I do not necessarily mean we brought the pot out and we're eating together. Do you understand? The same pot that cooks the food.
Yeah.
You understand? We ate from that same pot, perhaps maybe different plate and all of that. That's my explanation to that, right? However, now I run a media channel, right? That we've got on a day-to-day basis, we drop like sometimes 50 to 100 stories on a daily basis. If we're not dropping to maybe 10, 20, 30, but in a daily basis, we drop a lot of stories where some of these stories are personal to us, some we don't care. We only give information as at hand, as per what you have at hand as journalists. You know, it is not your duty to judge information. Once you have the information, you drop. If there's any contrary information to that particular information you drop, the best you could say is, I'm not gonna hold on, or no worry. For this, although we're not sure, but this is what is at hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, let's say, for example, I remember in those days that daddy is coming. They can come and tell you, oh, daddy is coming so week. Which day daddy is coming, you don't know, but the information has been passed. That is what we do here. That's what I do as a journalist and someone who run a media channel, especially using this our normal, traditional, conventional media, right? Now, I have people. There's this guy. He knows me. I'm not going to say he's my friend, but he knows me, and I know him too. Not knowing me to my house, but knowing him as far now, you understand? Sometimes when he sees something from our platform that goes well with him, no problem. But whenever he sees something that is from our platform that do not go well with him, whether we are at fault or whether we are not at fault, or whether it is because it is not of his own interest or not, he would always call me to make corrections. However, we are public figures, and most times a lot of persons call me every day. We talk to a lot of persons every day. We see a lot of situations, so we don't really care when people call us. We just call and hear what you want to say, and then boom, you're off. The next person will call, what the person, just like MTN line too. You have a lot of people calling the same MTN line, like MTN customer care from bank. This one work with his own property, that one work with anyone you listen to. Fine, you want to take it personal, it's your own. But then we've learned to keep things personal to us. And now, to cut the long story short, right? He would call me and always make corrections, or perhaps be angry about what we do. And most of the times, as professionals, we see it like it's just my job I'm doing. Just like, let's say your enemy walks up to your hospital and wants to take treatment, and you're not even the owner of the hospital. An enemy, not like somebody that wants to kill, but maybe somebody you're not friendly with now. Then you now expect the other person to now come and start calling you. Why will you treat that person? It doesn't work like that. It's an information. I'll treat the person and that's it. Now, this guy will call me and always want to make correction or angry about the whole situation. And then when we do something nice, I know that, okay, this particular special project we've carried out as a channel or as an online media personnel, this particular red carpet that I've anchored is superb. When I see this thing, I know that, this particular thing, I try so much. I need to give myself accolades for this, or I need to repeat some other time. I'll never see his call.
Yes.
Okay. So I believe that some persons are just there waiting for your downfall to come and share you up, or to come and start correct. I think that they tell you.
Exactly.
I think that they tell you, they hear.
Exactly.
You don't see what they tell you. But what about you calling me to say, you don't see what they tell you, that's the way you do good. Do them again.
Yeah, I think this is the point where we go into people that friends that don't like you.
Toxicity in friendship.
Exactly. Like there are friends that actually, like, would I say, they appreciate what you do and they celebrate you.
Friends? Are they really friends?
People that
you call them people, not friends. They are friends that you say people that not
not friends that.
Well, like to you, they are your friend, right? To you think that they like
you perceive them as friends.
Exactly, you perceive them as friends, but then on their own end, they don't see you as a friend. Or like you bring up, okay, something nice happened, and then you're talking to them about this achievement. Oh, so this just happened for me, and I'm so happy. And instead of them to like celebrate your win with you, they bring up something else that happened, and okay, they're talking about their own achievements or something like that to downplay your own success. So I think that there are people, or should I say friends? I won't call them friends, but people that genuinely don't like you. And then us now, unknowingly to you, you keep them as friends, you keep them close, you associate yourself with them.
Might not really necessarily be friends, but you keep them close, you keep them on the know. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like the best thing you can do for those kind of people is just to, like I said, set boundaries, limits. I know that you understand that, okay, this person is acting like, this person is bringing this kind of, like, this person does not like me, and I don't share certain things with this person anymore. Like okay, something good happened for me now, I won't share it with you because I know that, well, you're not going to celebrate me, you're probably going to say something bad behind my back or something like that. So you set boundaries when it comes to people like this. I think that's the best way you can protect yourself.
What I've used, or the way I've used to tackle this situation is, for instance, I run a local media channel, and I'm fortunate to be like the biggest in my territory. Like, I do not have a competitor. I see others as wanting to carry people along, right? And because of how River State works, we've got a lot of political things happening. I try much as possible to be neutral because, fortunately for me, I do not belong, or the people that are bankrolling my company, the major person that are bankrolling me I'm not of any political party. And so most times when their set of political followers see that I am not in their cartel, and maybe unfortunately there's a negative story from their cartel's caban, and believe me, I know they fear your face, I must drop that story. They tend to see me as a failure because I've carried your negative story. What I do or what I did as
As
of
a failure,
then,
as a threat.
yeah, they'll just see you're failing. You know, when a lot of persons see you as, this one they go anywhere because what? You're not in their house or you're not amongst their friends. What I do is simple. Me, in my local community, I don't have any friend. I do not belong to any association. That's two. Secondly, I don't go to the community and start looking for people to start talking to or people to. I don't do that. I hustle my hustle really, and I do my things rightly, and I do things the way I know it is best comfortable for me to do. Now, let me give you a story of how most of these friends they choose the wrong path for themselves and they want you to come and take that same path. Now, most of these people, they follow these so-called wealthy people in our local communities, and you follow the same wealthy people in your own, perhaps maybe anywhere on the same local community. Do you understand? As far maybe you know this person, they know their people too. Do you understand? But the way in manner which they do things with these guys is different from the way in manner which you do things with yourself. Now, let me give for instance. Now, most of these elites, they see themselves and they do business amongst themselves. Now you carry that contract, no wala. Okay, for instance, most of all these our big names in these local communities, they do surveillance job because that's like popular. Let me use that as an instance, and they collect money to secure their community. Their own community, they collect money to secure them. But now, and they give themselves work, right? You see your fellow local guy, he doesn't want to pay you, or he doesn't want you to do business with him. He wants to, dash me that thing for free now, do this thing. Meanwhile, his own boss and his boss's friend, which is like two bosses, two elites, are doing business amongst themselves. So they will not see you as perhaps as a greedy guy, as a bad guy, or as someone who is too crunchy as per you want to take everything. Meanwhile, that's the same thing they are doing. Just what I'm saying. So in turn, they look at you as an enemy.
So, but let me get what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say is it friends that believe that if you don't do things free for them, you're not their friend.
Yeah,
Is that the point?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so on that point, your friend should be somebody rooting for you and also ready to cheer you in your down times. So I believe that there is a line between friendship and business. And anybody that is your friend will be your friend enough to know that if you have a business, they should root for you. Because a real friend is going to see it as my friend's success is my success. So a real friend is not going to hold back in patronizing you or because always wanting somebody to do free work for you is
do we
a
have
way of
anybody,
bringing the person down.
Do we have anybody who recognizes failure as far you feel that they would you be sincere, a friend?
Yes, their friends. They are friends like that.
Let me remove the word friends, but do we have anybody in life who wants to associate his or herself with failure?
Nobody wants to associate failure with failure. But there are people. There's a difference between when somebody leaves you.
But you know, failure is part of life.
Yes, failing. There's this quote that this guy that invented the light bulb said, "I did not fail 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 stuff that did not work and all of that." So because most times when somebody does not get, should I say, motivation after falling or having a failure at a certain point, the person may just go out of that stuff entirely. But most times you can be in a situation where you lose out on something and there's somebody around to be like, oh, okay, do you know that this is not the end of it? Or do you know that you can do something else? Or you can do it this way and it will work better?
Exactly. People that can encourage you, people that have your back.
So it's not about...
have you ever had a major failure in life before?
Okay, I'm still starting out now, so I cannot really say.
You've not had a failure before?
A major failure. In what area? What kind of failure?
In any area?
Academic, work, finances, life, whatever.
You've not failed before?
I've not failed before. Me, I failed though.
No, I failed though. No, I failed like multiple times.
But okay, let me get to my point. So that's the role of a friend. A friend is supposed to be with you in both light and dark times. So if you fail, there's a difference between when you're just like, oh, you're proud of somebody being a failure, but there's a difference between, oh, this person is my friend. So regardless of whatever state he is now, I'm going to still stand with this person. And I know that this person can still make something out of his life,
No.
regardless of that failure.
Have you guys
That is the
seen-
point of friendship.
Yeah.
Because most persons tend to back out when, oh, the thing does not work.
It
They're
does not
like,
work out
oh,
for that person.
Did you see
Instantly,
that
you just know that
this
person is not
girl
your
that
friend.
this airline girl that they dragged her breast, and when she got arrested, those are friends.
oh, okay.
I didn't really
The
follow that
photograph,
story,
those
but
friends,
I
the way
saw
the way the friends, they were just all over her, shading her from the camera. I'm like, hi. Whether you like it or not, those friends are real friends.
Yeah.
There is no big drama from she got discharged from the
Yeah.
from being detained, and the next thing she's going to her car. Those friends, I'm like, that for me, I felt a lot. I felt a lot about that particular situation.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if
Now-
they can't stand up for you, then they are not your friends. Anybody that leaves you at the point of like
Now,
failure or anything. that
for
person-
me, Gigi, I want you to give a word of advice. I want you to say something concerning those people that everybody that comes into your life, they want to make friends. Every time my friend, that girl are your friend. The next you meet somebody in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're calling the person my friend.
I think, okay, me, I'm still like a learner when it comes to this thing, because I'm someone that's like, I get attached to a person like easily, emotionally. I can get
Shay.
attached easily. So
Hey, then go. Oh no!
I'm
You don't reveal your-
I'm working on myself. So I think I noticed this thing about myself. I think my mom was telling me the same thing. She was like, every time this one is your friend, this one is your friend. You have to be careful. You can't be allowing into your circle.
Yeah.
And I think what I will say to them is that you need to understand that not everybody is meant for you, and not everybody is meant to come into your life. There are people that you will outgrow as time goes on.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you should not be
that
like
reminds me that reminds me of something. Sorry to cut you short, right?
you should not be like letting everybody into your space. You have to protect your energy, because there are people that are coming into your life to bring you down. There are people that will come into your life and they will try and like
Exactly. Now see,
in
let me finish this statement for you.
okay.
I believe, or let me had a contribution. All right. I believe that in life there are some persons that would come into your life and move you from that stage to the next level,
Yeah.
and their duty in your life has ended.
Okay.
Now it is left for you to realize that these guys, they've helped me, but they are no longer in my level.
So, but what happens to those people now?
Hold on.
Okay.
They should come back to this state, like they should be here, right?
Yeah.
There are some friends that will also come into your life at that level. They'll be with you till success.
Yeah.
There are some persons you're only going to meet them
At the top.
At the top. Yeah.
Now,
Really.
let me come back to that your conversation. This particular statement you just made, what happened to those persons that you have to drop? Now, it's just like your family members, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say your mom and dad. Your mom and dad has fed you, seen you through school, in secondary school, and then perhaps you're in university, you're done with university. At that point, you're supposed to dump them.
You're not supposed
Dump
You're
them.
supposed to dump them.
Dump?
Now,
I won't say dump is
yeah,
the
okay,
word.
sorry. But let me
Extreme.
let me explain why I use the word dump. It might be extreme, but maybe I just use that part trying to quantify my statement, right? Now,
Okay.
I do not expect a university graduate to still run back to his parents. You're supposed to start living your life without them at that moment.
What do you want when you say
Now-
run back to your parents? Are you
now-
talking about support, financial support, emotional support?
I'm talking about financial support, emotional support.
In this economy,
Hold on. Yes, I'm
Okay.
very certain.
I can
Except
support.
if you're from a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
You're supposed to leave them, hustle your hustle, find your feet, be able to live your life without them. Because obviously, as per human nomenclature, your parents are supposed to die before you. So at that state, you're not supposed to be running back to your parents again. Sort yourself. And then when you're buoyant, when you're okay, when you've found your feet, you can now go and carry them. By then, they're now elderly.
No, I don't believe in that.
Why?
I don't believe it.
why?
Parents are, how do I put it? They are rocks of emotional support. Apart from
No,
emotional
He's
support.
talking about financial
It
support.
doesn't mean you
No,
not
he
talk to
said
them. It doesn't mean you
he's
not
talking
see
about
them. It doesn't
financial
mean-
detachment, emotional detachment, and like just almost like cutting away entirely. That
Yes,
was the point we were coming from. But
Me using the word cutting away entirely might not mean cutting away 100%. You can't
you're
live
calling them.
90%, 80%. It's fair enough.
But do you know that there are parents that have tried their best enough that they are mentors to their children? Yes.
Okay, there are
So
parents
I
like
really
that.
believe that if that should be the case, you should be in a situation where you really feel like they are not, how do I put it? Maybe they are not forward thinking enough or something. I don't know, but this is very controversial to say because
Okay, me, I'm coming from the area of like financial support. How much is house rent? I beg.
financial support.
Cost of living.
You don't start going to meet you. Okay, you're a girl.
No, but financial support.
Like for we guys.
Yes, I feel like there's a kind of there's what they call leaving your comfort zone.
Okay.
Most times they say the best happens in your comfort when you're out of your comfort zone rather.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's nothing better than what is it called? Trying to develop a certain level of independence. Even I believe that while in university, you should find ways for yourself.
That is the problem. Now,
Just always
let's leave this
be
parents-
forward thinking enough.
let's leave this parent saga, right? We're talking about friends now.
Yes.
Try to
we are
address this.
drifting a
Yes.
whole lot.
Try to address this part where, okay, you have friends in secondary school.
Yes.
They helped you. They did assignments for you. They did a lot of things for you. Then I'm asking this question directly right now.
Okay.
Right? They helped you, copied your notes. They
No, I
hold on.
I did not
For
do that.
instance, do you
Yeah,
understand? For
happens. I
instance,
did that.
you could. There are people that were found in that kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They helped you copy your note. Perhaps they gave you your lunch, did their lunch. You guys
Yeah.
ate together. Maybe there were times where you did not bring food, maybe once or twice, and
Yeah.
and you guys shared you too.
Mhm.
Now you are in university. They are not in university. I'm using that word as an example. It's a little bit trickish, but it happens a lot, right, in our society, right? You're in university, they are not. You've got a job, they are not. How do you manage that kind of friendship? Be sincere. Do you still go around carrying those your secondary school friends?
Yeah, that's better quote. 20 friends don't play together for 20 years.
20
20
friends don't play together for 20
20
years.
years.
Because see, your what? How do I put it? Your circle, they have a lot of impact on your life. So
Yeah.
there are certain points you get in life that you naturally detach from certain persons, not because you hate them, but because you guys don't align any longer.
Yeah.
It's not because you're a bad person, but because you've gone past that phase of life.
Thank you.
And I think that
You've gone past
You've
that.
gone past that
phase
fear. When I see some persons come into your life and for that moment they do what they are supposed to do in your life, you're supposed to dump them.
Not
I
dumb.
believe.
no, I will not say dumb.
but-
I feel like dump
you're
is
supposed
very
to forget
harsh.
You
about them at that
outgrow.
moment.
You
At that
outgrow
moment,
them.
You grow
Yeah.
beyond that stage. Is the
You're
is
supposed
the
to forget
most
about
appropriate.
them. So you're supposed to forget about them, right?
Not, do you think you should forget about them?
I don't think you should entirely
No, that's-
forget
yeah,
about
that's
them.
no,
selfishness.
I'm not saying entirely forget,
Okay.
but come on, you've got to focus on your own life. Life is not about personal race.
But you believe that you should always have those people in mind that, oh, this person was.
Yeah,
This
sure,
person
sure,
was once
sure.
my
Yeah,
guy,
sure, obviously
that kind
you
of
have
thing.
them in mind.
And
But then, like, I think that you should also limit the way you relate with them.
That's
Because
that's
in that
just
kind
the
of
issue of
relationship, there's like a
boundaries.
tendency for jealousy
Yes.
in cases like that. Okay, you're doing this. Oh, look at this person is doing me another thing about something that happened
It's
on
just
the
like
internet.
you're going to discuss.
It's like
no, so a lot of times, I think a few times I've been in these public vehicles when people discuss money, call 10 billion, 3 billion,
Very-
4
Very
billion,
absurd thing. to
5
do.
billion. I've been in a situation where every time they call me money, blah blah. But naturally, some person that's the way they talk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of money they
They are
call
talking
on their
about.
day to day. So obviously, you do not need to find yourself in such situation, so that you will not bring jealousy. Because humans were not because the person is a bad person, but naturally that's how we are. You know, most of us
there's always a tendency to
accept
be jealous of
and
a
accept
person.
otherwise. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right
Yeah.
now, my question is, how do we treat such friendship when you know that this person? Do we wait for 10 years when you don't make them, you come? But then knowing fully well there is this adage that says person will not give person money when he get 10 naira. You know, if you also give when you get 100 naira. How do you manage such friendship when you know that obviously in life? For me, I am aware that in this my hustle, there are people or perhaps there are clients that will come and be with me on the same level. And after I grow past this level, there are clients that they cannot afford my services any longer. But obviously, as my friends, you still need these people. How do you manage such situation?
I should have been asking you that question.
I'm asking you.
because
Breathe first. Before you
because
answer
he
the
has
question.
better wealth of
Experience.
I don't know. I'm asking you, our guest. You are our guest.
Okay.
How do you?
Handle that kind of
How
situation.
do you handle that kind of situation? Oh my god, that's very tricky. You see, I feel like maybe I've not got. Maybe I've not really gotten to that point.
Don't you have friends that you have outgrown at this stage of your
I
life?
have friends that have
And have contributed to your life.
contributed. But there's a very strong level of attachment. If I feel like that contribution was good enough, I'll always feel this level of attachment to this person, even though I know that I cannot have certain discussions with you. So I think the most effective thing at that point is to just have boundaries. So you just know that there are certain discussions
You can't bring up
cannot-
when you
because
see this
you know
person.
this thing that somebody is trying as much as possible to be happy for you, but
Is
when
is
you
not-
say something big, they feel like
Right.
Inferior.
they feel
Try.
bad about
Try.
themselves. That
I would say sarcasm. What you're doing?
No, you understand? Yeah.
so that's just the issue. But I don't believe in just forsaking somebody. The only thing that I believe you should walk away from somebody is when you feel that you've gotten to a point of total non-alignment in values. Because you know there are some persons that you'd be acting in a certain way and they make you feel weird for it. I don't know if you've been in
Yeah.
such situations.
Yeah.
You may have people around you that make you feel uncool for reading, for instance. Those kind of persons should not be your friend because they are not on the same destination with you. So
They're not going the
you
same
focus on where you're going to, and let me focus on where I'm going to. So I believe that friendship is more of a thing of value, but if it is about stages in life, cutting off is a selfish thing to do. Cutting off
To cut off a
entirely
person
is
because
a
you're not on
very
the same
selfish
stage.
thing to do.
But you know that naturally, that's what I'm saying. In this life, naturally, some persons will be there for you. At this point,
Yeah.
that's what God sent, or that's what life sent them to
They are
your life to
seasonal
do.
people.
That's destiny for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They came to your life, they've done their own part, they've gone. You meet another set of persons again, the same way they are meeting too. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You meet another set of persons again, they come into your life, they do their own thing,
Yeah.
and then they move ahead with you. You guys grow together. Okay. As a talent manager, right?
Yeah.
I know people that I started this talent industry with. I managed them to a
Yes.
certain level.
Yes.
And I now noticed that, this guy. Okay, now let me use for an example. There's this cinematographer I employed to do something for us, right? He's been with me, he worked with me for like 2-3 years. And at the point, I noticed that, Kai, this guy, we're now bigger. I'm now bigger than you, right? Let me use the word me. Let it not be like there are other people discussing with me, right? But I got to a stage where my circle was not a we circle. But then I made decisions myself there, right? And I noticed that, Kai, this guy, we are not bigger than you. And I called the guy one and I'm like, Kai, what do you want me to do for you? Like, because obviously I can no longer condone this your level that you are because we are bigger than you. We need to move to the next level. And I noticed that, he said he needs a laptop to do some rehearsals, to be learning some stuff. And I bought him a laptop. I might not say I bought him. I gave him money to buy a laptop.
Okay.
I gave him 100K. Then, I gave him 100K. I do not know how much laptop he wants to buy, but I gave him 100K as per. See waiting I fit give you, right?
Yeah.
So I waited for him like 2-3 months, 4 months. He's never coming up. And then when I asked now for that laptop, they don't buy a it was not like because they feel that they are free with you, they can say some certain things. But me, I do not see life like that. You know, like Yusuf, although he sees me as his boss, but there's this level of communication we had then. Yusuf, if they give me money for Christmas, give me money. You know, so I get family. You know, I'm like, I give you money, make you go buy a laptop. You can't go buy your. But then we just laughed about it. But for me, I do not see that as a funny situation. I'm like,
that shows entitlement.
oh no, leave that part. We'll come to that.
Okay.
However, at some point, I now noticed that this guy is nowhere to be found again. As far he's no longer in my circle. I had no choice than to employ new. I just went to my church, looked for some more of these media guys, and employed two persons. And immediately they came. You used to see our productions. Then I'm like, Kai, this was what I was missing. And it was still the same money I was paying him, and I was still paying them. And immediately they came. So in that situation, and there has been a time where probably we have paid him lesser money because we do not have.
Yeah.
And he's been there for us, videoing or doing his work.
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying. But I knew that at this point, Oga, at this point, your position in this company, it's a no-no. Now, if you have been a leader before in your life, or if you've been in a position of a leader, some certain decisions are not to be taken as per how you feel. Just
Yes, you have to take certain hard
same thing for life. If you see a friend that perhaps has given you money to go to garrison when you do not have money to go to garrison, just what I'm saying. Now he gave you money once, 2, 3 times, maybe maximum of 3 times to go to garrison. Maybe you paid him back. But me, I believe that paying somebody back is not enough to reward somebody when you collect money from, because what if you have not gotten that money? It's not all about paying back.
Yes.
At least you owe the person an accolade, thank you or something for giving me that money when I needed it. Do you understand? But now you are now driving a car. Then you never had a car, but you used to borrow money from him to pay fare or something like that. You're not driving a car. And you now expect me, when I've outgrown that stage, to come and start. Okay, let's say the guy says, I want to go to, you say, I want to go to Gary. He now says, let's enter Keke. And you now say, okay, no, I've been here, they enter Keke. I know some persons that they do not enter public transport rather than this privately booked Uber, Bolt, or any of all this platform. And then you now want to expect me to see who this person, when countless times I want to book an Uber to go to somewhere and the person will tell me a waste of money.
No, that's the point of boundary we're talking about here.
Just what I'm saying. Yes. So for me, I believe that at that point, this guy, this girl, your place in my life is over. Now, using the word over, it's because I just want to quantify my conversation, right? I just want to, it's just an adjective to qualify whatever thing I'm talking about right here. But then, I mean, it's over because we would not be that too close. Perhaps we might be talking, perhaps I might still come true for you one way or the other. But then, like, let's say if it's in an official setting, you will no longer work for us again. It's as simple as ABC.
So, but something I must appreciate is the empathy from the story you gave, because the fact that you were empathic enough to be like, oh, this person was there, like, I don't know, should I use day one, or he was there from a certain point to a certain point, and then you feel like you've now got to a certain point too, and you gave him an opportunity to upskill yourself.
You would always, you should
so,
always.
Yes, that's it. So that's the thing. So the fact that you gave him an opportunity to upskill himself, and
he basically played.
He chose not to. I feel like the person has himself to blame at this point. It's not, you cannot be tagged selfish, and also to think about the fact that this is now business. Even though I know that you have to be patient, but there are some points in life you have to just move as fast as you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if, because you feel like somebody was your friend before, and then the person has gotten to a certain point, and the person has also been good enough to give you an opportunity to catch up, and you refuse not to, you have yourself to blame. That's the truth.
But then will he see it from that angle? That's another thing.
Everybody's orientation is different, but
sometimes people tend to play the victim.
Yes.
So they will be like, oh, imagine he gave me money during Christmas, and then I used the money and he did not even understand. He just like removed me from it entirely. So do you think he would understand, like, from your own perspective, from where you're coming from?
That's the so
issue. I think that.
But the most important thing is making sure that you're at peace with yourself. You're at peace with the fact that you do not forsake this person, but you've done the right thing. So whether or not the person is tagging you bad, because see, people like that, they can be as bad as you keep on giving and giving, and use it for something else than the actual purpose for which you gave the person that money. Because see, when you want to get to a certain point in life, there are certain things you must sacrifice. There are certain things you must forego. So you cannot always want to feel that you spend in a certain manner if you want to get to certain points in life, because sometimes you can be making money and certain things should I enter your eye, be hungry you, whatever, you just want to get these things, but you're like, oh no, I need to keep this money because I have to invest. So you have to understand the place of investment. So you cannot believe that somebody will give you money to upskill yourself and then you just come back and you're still expecting, you do not even put it into use.
All right. Okay, now, quickly before we go, we just want, word of affirmation for those friends that have been forsaken by those set of friends that have gone higher than them.
I don't have any word of affirmation.
What can I say? I don't know. I feel like I said, I told you this morning, life is in stages and men are in sizes. So you understanding the stage that you are in now, instead of envy, getting jealous or playing the victim, why don't you take this opportunity to look at that person that you're envying? I always say, there's something I saw on the internet and it has stuck in my head like since day one. Jealousy is indirect admiration. If you're jealous of somebody, or if you envy
Amazing.
somebody indirectly, that means that you want that thing that person
Yeah.
has. There's something about that person that you admire, but you can't openly say that you admire that thing. So look at that person, look at that person's life, study that person or study that thing, and understand what it is that you are indirectly admiring, and try to like ask the person, okay, how did you walk away from
Yeah.
this? How did you build yourself? What did you do? Can you give me some tips and tricks and things like that? Also, you do your own research, try to help yourself, try to improve and develop yourself and grow as a person. So that's all I can say concerning that.
So, any more GG?
Anymore?
Wait, I want to say something now.
Okay.
Yes, I want to say something now. So, what is it called? This thing we are talking about, where one person has, you know, that there's still, everybody has times and seasons for their life.
Yeah.
When one person's time to make it or to blow is different from another person's time. And I came across a quote too that they said, sometimes God tends to test your hearts with your friend's achievements. So it takes, and it's very rare, because it takes a very good friend to be happy enough to see that, oh, this person that we used to be at this point before,
I
And
have
this
a
person-
gist for you.
and this person has left me to a whole new level. So that's where we still get to in friendship. The fact that there's a certain kind of bond of I'm with you in your light times, I'm with you in your dark times.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you're somebody's friend and you guys were from day one, and the person has offered you an opportunity, you should be friend enough to catch up on that opportunity. If you're interested in catching up, you should also catch up.
Now, I'll tell a story in my local community, right? So basically, as a local creator, right, we were privileged to. There's this, like, obviously they still sponsor. They are like our number one sponsor of the same podcast too. That's the Belema Oil Producing Limited. You know, we also see them as the leading indigenous oil production company in Niger Delta here too. They are really doing well, right? So we grew up in a village. I started local content creation back then years ago, and we're fortunate. I was fortunate, you know, like I said, I grew from the stage of I to we now. You know, then I was fortunate to be one of the beneficiaries of the NNPC and joint venture and seed capital empowerment, something like that. And before they gave me my seed capital empowerment, now the story is so funny, right? I've got this guy, he does this same work too, right? Like for me, I embrace people a lot. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Even in my platform, you see me sharing people that does the same work, because I believe that the platform is still wide enough for everybody, right?
Yeah.
You know, they gave this guy money. They gave him, I think they gave him 3 million, maximum of 3 million. Okay. So I think they gave him like maximum, maybe like 2 point something or 3, but it wasn't up to 3 million, like 2.8 thereabout, like 2.8 thereabout. And then I'm young, he's quite elderly, and I'm like, okay, Oga, oh, thank you. I'm so happy for him. Then I've not gotten my support, but then they say we're going to support. You know how these things happen, it takes a lot of time. I've not gotten my support. I'm like, oh, Oga, this thing where you then give, oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, come now. I'll tell him, oh, buy a laptop. Go buy a laptop, you go open website, you go do like, the guy started beefing me. Right? He started, I beg, since your money no come, hold on now. We're not friends though, but then we know ourselves as our business. When I would not say we're business partners, but as we're two people that are into the same business in the same local community that know ourselves, as well. If you call this person's name, you will know say now this person exists like that, then I won't lie to you, we're not friends. And then because I bear a local community's name, he follows me around, but he does not agree that he works for me. And I don't give a fuck about it, because I'm starting. I don't expect me to start having stuff here and there, blah. Sometimes we just do ID card for him as well, so that in case he goes somewhere, he go just use it. Nobody say they work for us, because he sees me as his boy. Then just what I'm saying. But then something happened. Unfortunate for me. I'm not happy that he failed. I don't know for now, but for then, let me not say I'm happy that, or let me not say he's a failure now. Do you understand? I'm not happy that he failed for them, because I was like, let's buy a laptop, and then he just, I want to get out. You know, that kind of conversation. But then when you go to Susu, someone told me that if you go to Susu, join for Dio. So in the drink, they buy drink, they share money. I don't know, allegedly, and then unfortunately the money can't finish.
Hey,
He went, because he's elderly.
Yeah.
He bought printer, this DI printer. He bought generator.
But that was
the
the DI printer was a good investment now.
I don't know how we did it. But for me, since you do news,
Yes.
you do not have the market force to be printing. You only have
Okay.
market force to bring news.
Yeah.
I told him, why don't you get a website, get a laptop, perhaps take a 3 months course on it and how to do your news at your own home. Whenever you want to print, you partner with a printing press and then you print for a cheaper amount. With time, you now upgrade to getting your own printer. Its life is in stage. You need these
Yeah,
things first, but
actually.
then he did not take my advice. Now, let me just. After when my own support came, I started hearing that carry me along. Now me and you start the thing together. Now me and you do and then I'm just very quiet. Me, I don't even like talking self. I don't even do Facebook. So I just because I don't drink, I don't. So definitely those particular conversations happens most of the time to where people drink and you know. I started hearing that carry me along, do this. But first of all, even if me don't carry, I'm like the money then give me make I carry people along. I mean, they give me make I they buy equipment. I bought the equipment that they asked me to buy, and then I didn't even rush to go and get set up an office. I bought equipment first because the money was for an office. It was the money I made from my equipment. I used to set up my office. So life is in stages. I do not have a camera. I do not have a mic.
Yeah.
I do not have. You do not expect me to go and rent a camera. I mean, rent an office. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So
now, till date, this guy, he sees it like I don't want to talk about it. He sees it like we cheat and we not cheat and we a lot of.
But he got his
own like.
Now in life, you have outgrown these guys. You need to.
No, at that point, the outgrown is really clear.
I feel like what is just play, what is being played out here is just entitlement mentality. Honestly,
no, why should you be entitled? The same company, Belema Oil, that supported me, also supported you. What did you do with your own money? Why are you not expecting me to come and give you my own money that you also got from your own end? How did you spend your money that and this I'm telling you about it's like 5 days ago. Why are you talking about a money that Belema Oil gave to me 5 years ago? Now, does it mean you've not had a lot of opportunities? Does it mean so naturally some persons are just envious of your success?
Yes, truly.
Because I believe that if I am not successful, you'll not still be talking about me till date.
And that's why you should not let certain kind of persons into your space.
Thank you.
You should not. But you know that this stuff now that you said, you drifted from the whole friendship stuff and then you went into business acumen.
Yeah.
Because see, sometimes it's good to. There's this thing that happens where somebody is doing one thing and then from there he grows into other things that he already had passion for. You see people, I don't know, let me use Vicky James' example for instance. She started from one thing, she started from her tailoring business and everything. But now if you watch, she does a lot of things. She does ambassadorship deals, she does content creation. But she had to first of all get good at one thing and then everybody knows her as
exactly. See me that good at one.
And now from that market, she bloomed into every other thing. So you see, sometimes that, and it's something that we young people we face. But I feel like when you have certain kind of experience, you should not have that struggle any longer. But everybody is different. So most times you have. But it's just that most persons, it works for them that they get to do so many things and it's working all at the same time. But sometimes there's this role of specializing. You specialize in something, you build an audience, and then you now let this audience know that, I'm actually proficient in this other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So from that audience, you're now building out, you're breaking out, and people know you for something at least, and then they're not like, this person is also good in this, and let us, because we already love this person for his personality or for how good he does this thing. Why don't we try him in this other thing? He will be also as good as he is in this, what is it called? These other areas.
Okay. All right. Gigi, conclusion, please.
Well, he has said it all. There's no much I can say.
No, I've not said it all, please.
So basically, I feel like you said, you should not be letting certain kinds of people into your personal space. Yeah. And I feel like most times, I don't mean to sound spiritual, but God gives us signs when we allow these kind of people into our lives. For instance, you're having a conversation with somebody and then you bring up, something happened for you, you succeeded in so area in your life, and then instead of them to celebrate you, they're giving like
a backhanded comment. Think every negativity is of your village people. Kai!
Oh my God!
All these superstitious people.
Sorry, but that is what I'm telling you.
I'm close to a friend. I won't say he's my friend. I'm
Every time something is chasing
every
you.
time somebody is chasing you,
Somebody is saying
chasing you.
something.
You not be telling me to carry bitter cola. I you deal with these big men. You need to carry bitter cola. I know that it's
Yeah.
but come on, you do not need to.
That's what I'm telling you
packing-
about friendship. That friendship it stems from alignments to the point of values. You have to have shared values. That's the truth. And
Some persons say their superstitiousness.
and real
Kai.
friends, they also chase goals together. Even if it's not in the same fields, but real friends have things like, oh, I'm tracking, I want to get to this point in this area and all of that. So you should have
Okay,
friends
do you?
that,
I want to ask a question. Do you term overly spiritual people as superstitious? Like, if you have a friend that's very spiritual, very God, every time let's
No,
go
no,
to
no,
church.
not God.
Let's
There's
do
a
it.
It's different between being God and being negative.
But some of these
as far-
churches preach village people
Now,
too
see,
now. Yes,
yeah,
now.
some persons say if they want to travel,
Mhm.
they have this motive that before you see that motor don't capsize, before you see that bombing, don't come on.
But truly, I think most times it comes from upbringing.
Yeah,
It's something that stems from upbringing, because failure in life most times happens normally. It's just you're
Thank you.
trying.
I had this my neighbor.
You're still trying to
that,
get
and I had this my neighbor.
good at something.
Things were bad
So-
with him. He doesn't have sales in his business, and we're walking down to somewhere, and he's like, "God, I cast anybody who they do me for my village." I said, no, normal thing. These times are hard. You do not need to worry yourself in this as far. Times are hard. Say no, you don't take for. I think normal thing. Business. Even the almighty MTN. Sometimes people they buy a network. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's the point of spirituality where you need a spiritual covering to get to certain points in life. But see, I feel like most times people have this ability. That thing is not even being spiritual, like you're believing in God for your success. That is now where they are drifting to the point of giving so much potency to the devil.
Yes, exactly.
Why do you always have to believe that something bad must,
Or something is chasing you.
Yes.
Somebody's doing you something in the
in
village.
as much as I always believe in God taking first place in everything, but stop always magnifying one bad thing that is ready to happen to you.
Maybe
and
you're
all
driving
of
your
that.
tire bus. Try them.
Some people have, yes, this thing that you're saying is very, very true. Some people will be like, this person has gotten this person. Make him drive and well. What if? So that's why instant friendship is really not a good thing, because you have to take your time to study somebody before you bring them into your space.
I don't understand how people have friends once you just meet somebody and like, oh, even love at first sight. You see that thing?
I'm not.
You see that thing? No, you see me now.
I choose not to go that way.
Why? No, it's similar now. Instant, you meet
Let's confine.
you meet somebody for the first time and then you talk to the person like, oh, let's be friends.
Abi?
Or no, one night stand. But I'm like, oh, I finally
Yes,
know
one night
this.
stand is part of the whole thing now.
Hey,
Okay, one night stand
I
is
cannot
part of it, but
relate.
like, I cannot relate, but I
relate.
see it in movies a lot. I see that the media kind of glamorizes these things. You meet somebody for the first time, you're like, oh my gosh, I've fallen head over heels for this person. And I'm like, I cannot fall in love with somebody I just met. Does not make any sense to me. Do you understand? So I feel like it's
But
kind of
why do I feel like it works for some persons?
like,
But the only thing is that, like I said from beginning, the thing that makes you to be in good terms with this person, you may notice it from the very first time of meeting the person. But the only thing is that you have to take your time to be sure enough that this is what I am seeing. Because most times some people can be deceptive. I'll not even like this. So persons that will come off as good and everything. But when you get closer, you tend to realize certain things about them. I'm of the school of thought that we should all regard the concept of friendship not from a surface level, but from a point of depth.
Okay.
That's my conclusion. We should consider friendship from a point of connection and alignment in several ramifications of life, honestly. Because, we are done.
okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the biggest podcast show in Niger Zeta. They talk like the Niger Zeta, man. Do you understand? So, ladies and gentlemen,
I can't really come across anybody speaking like this, so.
In Nigeria,
Okay,
so
maybe
I've not heard the job people.
Oh, okay.
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is a bomb. Drop your comment down
It's a
below
bomb.
on the comment section. Don't forget, this is Gistcity podcast, the biggest podcast show in Nigeria Delta. And then big shout out to our sponsors, Belema Oil and MJ Marine Oil and Gas, for helping us bring this podcast to a success. We want to say thank you. See you same time on Wednesday, 5 p.m. West African time. Bye bye.
Thank you all for
Bye.
watching.
Yeah.